So in today's video, I discuss why I fear for Jordan Peterson's life. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
So the first thing that I absolutely want to say is that Jordan and his family have my utter sympathy for what they've been through over the last 12 months or so. This video is simply my attempt to offer an explanation on what is causing Jordan's health to be on an absolute knife edge. And I fear that if something drastic doesn't happen soon, then something serious will happen to him. So if you are seeing my channel for the first time, then I had a very similar health situation to both Jordan and Michaela, in that any fruits and vegetables that I would eat would cause a bomb to go off in my body. And I had super volatile reactions to medications. Most of these issues have now been resolved. So Jordan, I want to give you some very simple steps and explanations of why you are having the issues that you are having. And all I ask is that if you ever watch this video, then you simply take the test that I lay out in this video, as they will give you some of the answers that you need. So the test that I recommend Jordan do to get out of the mess that he is in is a cytochrome P450 enzyme panel. So before you all say what the hell is that and what has this got to do with Jordan, let me explain. So just a few days ago, Jordan said this on Michaela's podcast.
I started tapering off when Tammy was in the hospital, but I couldn't push that too fast because it wasn't bearable.
And what do you mean it wasn't
Well,
bearable?
my anxiety levels went higher than anything I'd ever experienced. And I also developed this condition called akathisia. And the best way I can describe that is that it was like being jabbed with something, with a prod, like a cattle prod, something electric or something sharp, non-stop for hours, for all the hours I was awake.
So as Jordan just said, he developed akathisia after benzodiazepines. Akathisia is a movement disorder that makes it hard for you to stay still. It causes an urge to move that you can't control. And akathisia is a known reaction of taking benzodiazepines. But Jordan is missing a huge piece of the puzzle which links all of this to those cytochrome P450 enzymes that I mentioned earlier. So cytochrome P450 are a group of enzymes found in the liver that play a key role in the metabolism of drugs as well as other functions in the body. So if you don't have the correct cytochrome P450 enzymes present in your liver due to genetic mutations, then when you take certain medications, they build up in the system and become extremely toxic and can cause fairly significant side effects. The benzodiazepines that Jordan was taking probably created a perfect storm. And what do I mean by this? So benzodiazepines have a very long half-life of between 10 and 80 hours. The half-life of a drug is simply the time it takes to remove 50% of the medication or drug that you have taken. So if Jordan has a genetic mutation in his cytochrome P450 enzymes, as I suspect, then his akathisia was probably inevitable or some other similar reaction. So he took the medication with a very long half-life, and because his body wasn't excreting the medications correctly due to those cytochrome P450 enzymes, it built up, becoming toxic and triggered the akathisia. Search the literature and you will see many studies on genotyping to predict responses to medications and the links between akathisia, cytochrome P450 enzymes, and things like depression, anxiety, and also suicide.
And I don't remember this part of it from December 15th onward. You and Andre, your husband, took me out of that hospital and we went to Russia, of all places, near Moscow, to try a treatment offered by a clinic there that used...
They use propofol and Dextor.
Right. Propofol as a heavy sedating agent, which basically made me unconscious for 9 days.
Yeah, so you were completely out for 9 days.
Well, I also had pneumonia, which I developed apparently in the hospital in Toronto. Well, yeah, it was quite entertaining, the whole string of events.
Again, what Jordan is saying is coming back to those cytochrome P450 enzymes. So for a while, scientists have been looking at the potential inhibition of cytochrome P450 enzymes by propofol and other medications in human primary hepatocytes. A lot of waffly jargon, but essentially it means that if you have this type of genetic mutation and you take these type of medications that Jordan was taking, in some people those type of reactions can cause inflammation reactions in the lungs and ultimately lead to pneumonia.
And it's so strange because we're now in Serbia, weirdly enough, in Belgrade of all bloody places. And we've been here about 2 weeks and went to yet another specialty clinic run by an anesthesiologist. And they modified the medication that I was taking in Florida, which is where we were last. And I don't know, I can't understand it, but virtually all my symptoms have disappeared. I'm still weak if I get up and walk around. I don't have my stamina, but I can think clearly. I feel I'm back to my regular self, such as that is.
Yeah.
During the mornings and during the days, I can work.
Now, as Jordan mentioned here, very quickly his body come out of the reactions he was having, and there is a very simple explanation for this. There are approximately 50 cytochrome enzymes, and 6 of them metabolize 90% of medications, with the 2 most significant being CYP3A4 and CYP2D6. So if the benzodiazepines and propofol that Jordan was taking needed a specific enzyme to be metabolized that Jordan was lacking, he would maintain the type of reaction he was experiencing, such as akathisia. And quite conceivably, when his medication was changed and he started to feel better, it was likely due to the fact that the new medication that he was taking was using an alternative P450 enzyme pathway, and therefore his body was finally able to excrete the waste products from his body. So Jordan, if you ever watch this video, then please get your cytochrome P450 enzyme screened, as if you take a medication in the future that needs the enzyme that you are deficient in, then the next time may be very serious, and this is why I fear for your life. Hundreds of thousands of people die from drug side effects every year in America and Europe, and the cytochrome enzyme issues are one of the drivers behind this, so don't become the next victim. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live, and I'll see you next time.